Hello and welcome. Oh my goodness, it's been a while. Welcome back to the NBA 2K podcast, hosted by me, by Rib. I don't sound like myself, and that's because I have been sick, and this is actually me less sick. Still a little snotty, sneezy. Too much information, but thought you'd like to know that I pretty much almost died. Bedridden, fevers and uncontrollable shaking, cold, hot, cold, hot. And that's why I haven't done the podcast in what is actually today, I think, 2 weeks, which I think is the longest I've ever gone without doing the podcast, which when I started this, I wanted it to be a one episode per week, where if things are spicy, I would do a few more per week. But, you know what? I didn't want to wait any longer just because it just felt weird. I know my audience is very, very tiny, and most of you probably don't care that much, but for those of you that do, well, I guess here we are. So let's talk about patch notes. I suppose we could do that. Maybe you've already gone through them. Well, if you've already gone through them, then I guess you could skip this part of the pod. But I'm not gonna go through the entire patch notes. But well, I think that the main thing to me was the latency being fixed, which that's like that's a first in a lifetime, right? If you've been playing NBA 2K a long time, you know latency has always been a thing. People have always told you latency is a thing. Latency is a thing. Latency has always been a thing. Get used to it. That's usually what you hear. That's usually what you tell people because that's how it's always been. Now, people are saying that their shots are so messed up, their jump shots are so messed up because the latency is completely gone. And I go as far as to say that there's some people on Reddit who've commented that they've gone into my career games and their shots there translate a lot better into the rec than they did before. And that to me, that alone is a massive plus. Of course, there are other big pluses like the standing meter dunk, now using standing dunk rating for those of you who are inside bigs who wondered why they couldn't do a meter standing dunk before and you didn't have any driving dunk. Well, now you know why, and now I know why. And if you follow my YouTube channel at all, you know that I made a shooting defensive anchor build that for finishing literally only has close shot and standing dunk, and I could not stand meter dunk to save my life. So that's that's awesome. When blockers jump early and land on the ball handlers or shooters, fouls will now be called 100% of the time. So, if you know basketball, I guess this is not going to be unfamiliar. But if you don't watch basketball at all and you just kind of play 2K, what that means is if you see your defender jumping at you and he's about to land on you, chuck up a shot. That's going to give you a shooting foul. That's basically the James Harden move that they had to remove from the league because he kept doing it and he was too good at it. I'm going to kind of show you guys here what I'm reading so that, maybe you like to read along with me in my sickly voice. The improved foot planting is also huge. You've noticed that the out of bounds line. It's very sensitive this year, or was. I have to admit, I have not played 2K since the patch because I have been sick. I've been sleeping like a cat for most of the time. And when I'm awake, I don't really feel like, you know, having to go through 2K mental workouts. Removing pass interceptions on the right stick up because it was being abused. Now, I've seen some posts on Twitter. People are like, "Hey, I thought this was removed." Well, it's right stick up, so that doesn't mean that it removed the right stick ripper badge, right? Oh god, I gotta sneeze. Oh, oh no. Okay, so I said I gotta sneeze, and then the sneeze just left. Wait, no, it's at the door. Anyway, that's gonna be annoying. What was it? Oh, right. They also apparently fixed limitless range, so that's great, right? Not just that, but a slight buff to close shots for my big men out there with close shot. That's me again. And wide open jump shots, which should help everybody. Welcome back to being able to shoot somewhat. And yeah, limitless range. That's great. That's great news all around. And of course, there's a few other things here and there. Maybe some more important to people, and some not as important. But there is one thing not mentioned here particularly. As you know by now, if you've been playing 2K, the rec did get a new look for season 2, right? But I do gotta show you guys one thing that I thought was pretty funny. And this comes from a user in our NBA 2K subreddit where he said shooting was way too easy, so we added this. And if we watch this fuzzy video, oh, there we go, for just a little bit. He does have an unconventional camera angle, but let's just, whoa, what happened there? Why is there a tree in the middle of the screen? So if you're watching the podcast, there is currently a palm tree in the rec court. The man is, he's in the left baseline with the ball, and the camera, I don't know what the camera is called, but the camera follows the player to the baseline, and the camera is actually behind a palm tree that was recently added. And what that does is give you a fully obstructed view, meaning that you cannot see where you're shooting. If you're shooting, what's going on? You can't see anything. There's a tree in the way. And the top comment in that post is, I don't understand why there's trees even in the radius of what is supposed to be a closed gym. Now that to me is the best view of this. There's some people complaining like, why are you using that camera? That's not the right way to complain, right? The camera is in the game to be used. The developers or whoever is supposed to test these cameras should have seen this, right? I mean, how do you add trees and know your cameras? Because I'm assuming somebody, at least one person, knows all of the cameras really well, right? If you work in the game, you work these camera angles. By adding these trees, how do you not assume right away to double check that the trees don't get in the way of the camera and the player view? So I don't know why there are trees. The trees are cool if they're not in the way. But why are there trees if they're going to be in the way? Now, I've noticed that they were in the way with different camera angles as well. I hope that they, remove the trees or fix the issue somehow. Which I guess in other games, usually when you get into these obstructed views, what the game does is kind of make the whatever is obstructing it, it makes it like invisible, I guess. It's not entirely invisible, like you see like the outline of it. You know what I mean? If they're able to do something like that, great. If not, probably should just remove the trees or make them smaller. Make them a little smaller. But yeah. God damn. Okay. I promise I'll be out of here. This is literally for like the 2 people that listen to this and leave nice comments every week saying how this podcast helps you and you listen to this and you enjoy it. I appreciate you so much that I'm doing this for you. And I'm really trying here. So another thing I wanted to talk about involving, since we're talking about shooting and latency, is how big of an issue shooting has been for people this year. And the question is, shooting easier now? Well, this is the thing. And it's something I've noticed even content creators not mention. So this is really important. Usually in the past, and I'm talking at least 2 years, so before 23, so 22 and before, so 21, 20, shooting wasn't so much about the visual cue. It was in part, but if you knew your shot timing, if you just remembered the timing, even with the latency, if you just remembered it, it was always the same. So all you had to do is you could pretty much shoot with your lights, with your lights out, with your eyes closed, and you'd always make the shot. It was that easy to shoot before, if you just remembered your jump shot timing. Now, and I think this was really well done by 2K. I think they did a tremendous job at applying an actual visual cue necessity without it making it seem, not worth it, I guess, or not exactly working properly. Especially now that the latency is like, I'm not going to say it's completely gone, but it's very, very low now, at least in the rec. I don't know about other modes because I haven't read on it too much. Again, haven't really been up to the mood. So now, you will see that the best shooters, and I think if you ask them this, they'll tell you, the visual cue is so much more important than knowing your shot timing. And I invite you to give this a try and to report back your findings. You can leave a comment, and if your comment is nice enough, I will publish it. But I will read it even if it's not nice enough, so don't worry about that. Find a jump shot that works for you visually. And not only a jump shot that works for you, find a visual cue timing setting that works for you. So that's your jump, your release, your set point, your push. You know what I'm talking about? So I actually made a video, my last video, which I kind of already had done, right? I uploaded this while I was sick, but it wasn't footage that I played while I was sick. It was actually the last game I played before I got sick. So this was on like I think it was like Friday gameplay, and I uploaded it on like a Monday or something. I don't remember now. But if you go to my YouTube channel, there's a full rec game, and there's a YouTube short as well called Harrison Barnes Jumper. Harrison Barnes Base on 2K24. That's what it's called. And I will pull it up here. I will pull up the YouTube short, not the whole video, but just a short, which is, a minute, under a minute. And I will show you here what I want to show. And so it doesn't look very doesn't look, I guess, very interesting exactly. But so the reason I'm showing this is not to show that I can shoot. It's to show that I was using a Harrison Barnes base with Harrison Barnes release mixed with something else, but it was mostly Harrison Barnes. And I was on release timing. And if you know what release timing is, that's the equivalent of very late. The release timing is you let go of the shooting button right before your player, shoots the ball. Like right before the ball leaves his hands, you let go of the button. I loved it. I thought it wasn't slow at all. I thought it worked great. And what I'm trying to get at here is trying to get at some coughing. Trying to get at some rest after I'm done here. I think the slower queue times, so god damn, boy. I think set point and release, but specifically release. Release is going to be the most used shot queue timing for sweats because there's no latency now. If I puke on the podcast, I better get like 1 billion views or something. Show my commitment to the 2 people that watch this, the 3-4 people that watch this every week. Whew. We're doing it live, guys. We're doing it live. I am not editing that out. I apologize. And part of the reason I'm not editing that out is because I'm I can barely see. Anyway, the reason why I'm saying this is because there is 2K Labs did a video on this. There's like more time for you to make your shot. Does that make sense? So jump is the quickest release point this year, and jump is like as soon as your player jumps, you let go of the button. That's too fast. That's hard to time, and that's hard to pay attention to because of all the different jump shots you're going to be doing. Fades, step backs, the mid-range shot, the limitless 3 shot. Those are all going to be different jumps. Whereas a late release, you're literally looking at, and it depends on the release that you use, I guess. You're looking at the point where the ball is about to leave the player's hands, and then you let go of the button. I truly think that's the best jump shot cue right now, and I want you to try it. That's what I've been trying to say for the last 5 minutes, where I was coughing and I couldn't. Please go give it a try if you're having issues shooting after the patch. Give it a try. Let me know what you think. Let me know if my hypothesis is correct. And I don't mean like try it, like put it on, go into rec, and then shoot, and then hey, it doesn't work. I mean like go find a jump shot that you like with the release time. Maybe play in my career. Maybe go into Getaway. Maybe go in Art of Shooting Gym. Shoot around a little bit, and then go in the rec or wherever, and then try it out. And again, don't focus on shot timing, focus on your shot visual cue. For release, you just heard me say it. Shot visual cue for release is right before the ball leaves your hands. Okay. Oh, we're almost done here, guys. Almost done. Now, I guess just to end things, I just wanted to go over our Reddit page together a little bit. We can kind of look at what's been going on the front page. The patch notes are there if you want to go look at them. There's a link right in the toppity-tippity top of the page. A2K, what happened to Green or Miss? Let's have a look. What is this video about? What are we looking at? Well, it's a dunk, but it's a block, right? So, see, the thing is, this player is going to think that he's in the right, and he's, I'm not, I'm not, an advocate, for the big companies here. If they're in the wrong, they're in the wrong. But this time, this is on the player here. This has nothing to do with Green or Miss, okay? If you were open, if there was nobody there that didn't affect your shot, you would have hit that. Now, because if you look, and obviously we can't tell, and I'm gonna play this clip again. You can't tell because you don't have it on or it doesn't say anything, but there is no it doesn't show you how contested you were, right? It just shows your timing. You don't have the contest setting on, which I recommend you turn that on. But what I'm assuming happened here is anchor badge activated and you missed. You timed your shot correctly. You timed your dunk correctly. But Green or Miss, I'm pretty sure applies only to jump shots. I might be wrong on that, but I'm pretty sure that's what that is. Do people have fun passing, or is it just me? No, people have fun passing. People for sure have fun passing. This is the thing, though. If you're playing with the buddy, I think the passing becomes more enjoyable. Or if you're playing with the team that realizes that you can pass the ball, and maybe you can communicate and really make some nice plays. But I also understand the frustration of passing the ball to somebody that they're just, as soon as you pass them the ball, you're gonna do like a 360 fadeaway from half court or something. I'm exaggerating, but you get what I'm saying, and I get those people as well. So passing, yeah, of course, pass the ball, but be careful who you're passing it to, I suppose. These key games are getting out of hand. So this is more for the My Career people that play a lot of My Career. I have noticed that as well. There's a key game literally every 3 games. There's a key game. No joke. Everything is a key game. Which, look, I understand it. I understand it because if you look at what you're doing in the game, you wouldn't be doing something like that in real life, where I don't know about you guys, I'm averaging over 50 points a game in my career. I'm shooting like 80% from 3. I'm doing crazy numbers. So it makes sense that every few games there's a key game because I'm literally breaking records every few games. I get it. Or I'm like at the verge of breaking a record, so they're giving me a key game. I understand it from that point of view. They definitely should have calibrated the key games a little better to make up for that. Um, but yeah. And then on the my team side, I feel for you guys, but I know a lot of people are still enjoying it. I know a lot of people aren't. 3 hours for a diamond card ain't bad, and that's a diamond flash, aka Dwayne Wade. That's neat. That is neat. And then here we got Jimmy with the Pyramid of Power Sapphire Agendas. So some a lifetime agenda, and you know how Jimmy be helping people out and whatnot. That post is up. Some people are not having a good time with the card grade service, and again, my suggestion from last year that they should have added, they implemented it, but only partially. I suggested that you should be able to regrade your card every time you want until you get 10. Like, and I mean, like, you should be able to spend MT to regrade, so it would be helping 2K as well. You should be able to regrade cards every time until 10. I don't know why that's not in the game. I think this year it's like they allow you to regrade 2 or 3 times or something. Not enough. Not enough. Everybody should be able to regrade until they get a perfect card. And I think I'm gonna leave it at that. I really hope I start to feel better. I apologize for all the germaphobes and all the whatever phobia of sickly sounds people are. But at the same time, I hope I helped out with some information and, just let you know I'm not dead yet. And I hope you find my commitment to the to the few people amendable. Anyway, I hope to see you guys next week, but if not, I guess you'll know why. I'm around on Twitter, I'm around on Reddit, I'm around on my YouTube channel. Leave a comment if you want on the podcast if you enjoyed it. If not, that's fine as well. Thank you for listening and for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.